In your headlines, Honorable Edwin Aswood shares a number of grievances he has with the work of the current government. The Turks and Caicos National Trust received a hefty donation, and weather from a winter storm has trickled down to the region. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Tuesday, February 1st, 2022, right to your door. News Watch starts now. West Road in the nation's capital, Grand Turk, has been fogged with clouds of smoke coming from a house that caught fire just last night. Details in this report.
Police and firefighters are investigating the brazen fire to a two-story home on Grand Turks West Road. Sources say early this morning flames and heavy smoke were seen emanating from the home, which we learned was newly renovated and being used as an Airbnb. Some say the fire may have been started from a vehicle that was set nearby, while others share that an air conditioning unit in the home may have sparked. Whatever the case, an investigation has been launched to source the cause. The nation's capital has seen an uptick in fires, which officials suspect could be cases of arson due to the increase and findings therein. Police released a statement speaking on the issue of arson over on the island, as well as plans to increase community policing in certain areas. Officials have appointed superintendents and officers over on the island just today and have planned for a community meeting to be held tomorrow, Wednesday, February 2nd, by the Deputy Commissioner and Superintendent Dwight Gardner. Residents over on Grand Turk also shared with Newswatch reports of an unavailability of water to aid in firefighters' fight to out the blazing fire, which completely gutted the home. However, officials have not confirmed the allegation.
Leader of the opposition, Honorable Edwin Aswood, shared a number of grievances he says he has over the work or lack thereof of the current government. Newswatch brings you a look at his address.
Leader of the opposition, Honorable Edwin Astwood, presented a passionate plea for government to do more when it comes to containing the COVID-19 virus in light of the spike in deaths over the last month.
Record number of deaths, Mr. Speaker. You heard the condolences being given here in this House, Mr. Speaker. You hear the amount of names that we had to call? Mr. Speaker, that is unprecedented. Mr. Speaker, let me move right along. Mr. Speaker, there are things available for COVID-19. You have the monoclonal antibodies. We all know that when President Trump got infected, he took the monoclonal antibodies, and the next day he was out on the stump again, Mr. Speaker. Those things are available. All these deaths in the Turks and Caicos Islands many of them can be prevented.
The monoclonal antibody was first mentioned back in 2020 and is said to be able to reduce the risk of hospitalizations by up to 70% if taken in time, typically within 10 days of the onset of symptoms, especially amongst those at higher risk or over the age of 55 with a comorbidity or a pre-existing illness. Honorable Astwood says he believes much more can and should be done. Speaking on the topic of crime, the opposition leader also calls on the powers that be to assist the governor in combating crime.
There must be a plan. We cannot say it's just up to the governor and the commissioner of police. We were elected to lead. We have to lead in that. And I urge my colleagues to not leave this up to the governor. This isn't a criticism. This is advice. Do not leave that up to crime, up to the governor and the commissioner of the police. You pay your bills. You pay the bills. You have some say in that. Don't say it's up to the governor. Do not leave that up to the governor. That is advice, not criticism, Mr. Speaker.
Government was also criticized over funds that were said to be allocated for a freezer for the morgue, which the opposition leader says has yet to be installed.
Monies were there for the purchase of the refrigerator. And Mr. Speaker, it's not my word. You can go to the documents, you can go to the former budgets. If anyone has the budget now, booklet, or you have the documents in the ministry, see what the project was about. That was there. You're right, who built for more without a freezer? And this has been 1 year. This has been 1 year. And that money was there. Where did you do with the money? Where did the money go last year? The money was there, Mr. Speaker. But when we all was moving and switching around monies, you moved the money for the more. Tell the people the truth. Don't say that we build a few fridge with more without freezer, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Astwood also spoke on government's alleged lack of mention of the supply chain, cost of living, and addressing minimum wage. All areas, he says, needs keen attention.
It's time for a quick break. More News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. The Turks and Caicos National Trust are elated as they receive a hefty donation from the wine cellar. We bring you the details. In an exclusive with the executive director of the Turks and Caicos National Trust, Wynema Sanders Penn, she shared with Newswatch her emotions of gratitude and happiness upon receiving the donation from the wine cellar, which will be put toward the Trust's environmental conservation program.
The Turks and Caicos National Trust received a donation from the wine cellar, one of our corporate sponsors, and the donation was aimed towards our environmental conservation program. And we are encouraging other local partners and corporate partners of the Turks and Caicos National Trust to do similar contributions and support the environmental conservation works here in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
She explained that like other corporate sponsor donations, the wine cellar's contribution toward the environmental conservation program will be used to bring about awareness for programs such as this one.
So for the Turks and Caicos National Trust, one of our main priorities with our strategic planning with our strategic plans right now is focusing on fundraising and fundraising for our programs, whether it be historical and cultural conservation or environmental conservation, and also education, focusing on youth and our youth club, our Moringa Heritage and Discovery Club. So a lot of the contributions and donations that can be made by our corporate sponsors or potential corporate partners can go towards these various activities that help us with our overall strategic priorities.
Penn elucidated that moving forward, the National Trust hopes to bring about more awareness to programs such as the Environment Conservation Program, as they are key to prolonging the indigenous wildlife species in the TCI.
So with our environmental conservation donations and contributions, we aim to bring more awareness about biosecurity and the importance of biosecurity here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Biosecurity is important in many countries throughout the world because you have many different invasive species coming into the island specifically that can destroy the native vegetation and the native wildlife here. So that's where the funding goes, especially when it comes to our environmental conservation. We also have our wetland restoration project. So those persons who are interested in bird watching and wetlands and conserving our wetlands can support that area as well. And also our iguana islands. So ensuring that our endemic rock iguana is continuously being safeguarded for future generations.
Penn told Newswatch that she encourages people to join initiatives like the conservation program and to get involved in the community, which can be done through the National Trust as they host events regularly.
Always encouraging the community and persons that are interested in conservation, whether it be historical, cultural, or environmental conservation, to become a member of the National Trust. You can visit our website, www.nationaltrust.tc, and you can go and click the join button, and it takes you directly to our join page for the Turks and Caicos National Trust members. And you can also volunteer. If you're interested in Australian pine clearing project that we're we're doing. Most definitely you can come and support also our wetland restoration projects and our Iguana Island projects. We're always looking for volunteers with various backgrounds and interest in preservation of our heritage and our culture, environment, and our history.
Being that World Wetlands Day is tomorrow, February 2nd, Penn told Newswatch that the National Trust, in collaboration with the Department of Environment and Coastal Resources, is hosting a cleanup at the Whelan Pond at 6 a.m.
We do have an upcoming event February 5th at 6 a.m. Whelan Pond. This is for our World Wetland Day. We celebrate World Wetland Day February 2nd. So we want those who want to come out and enjoy some environmental conservation and a little bit of cleanup. We will have refreshments as well. We're encouraging youth and students to come and join and be a part of our activity as well.
Finally, Wynema concluded with thanking the National Trust sponsors for their continuous support.
We would like to thank our sponsors, especially Wine Cellar, for their contribution towards environmental conservation. It takes a village in order to ensure that we're safeguarding our heritage, whether it be natural, historical, or cultural heritage. And we want to just thank them so much for contributing and their continuous support.
Baby, it's cold outside. Weather from a winter storm has trickled down to the region, and places like the TCI and the Bahamas are feeling the frost. Here's a look.
Residents in the Turks and Caicos, like the Bahamas and others in the nearby region, were bungled up on Monday as a result of a cold front and some wet weather passing through. Forecast has it that the northern Bahamas could see temperatures as low as 40 degrees from a winter storm emanating from Florida's east coast. On Monday morning, the TCI experienced a few hours of light rain showers with some cold wind, forcing residents to pull out their thermals to keep warm. Much of this was seen as students took to the highways to commute on their first day back to face-to-face learning in the cold, windy 7 a.m. dawn. Winter Storm Keenan also caused some canceled and delayed flights and power outages across the United States, specifically in Massachusetts. Newswatch also learns that the airport here in Providenciales also experienced those delays. Boaters are asked to remain in port as weather should begin to subside by Sunday. However, today we woke up with much warmer temperatures and a sunny delight.
Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Coming up next is your weather forecast. Sister Craft Market Souvenir Shop. Come and visit us for your travel keepsakes, keychains, artwork, t-shirts, clothing, jewelry, and many more. We're located at the Lower Bight gas station in Providenciales, and you can contact us at 649-341-3070. That's 649-341-3070. Sister Craft Market and Souvenir Shop.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. Here's your weather forecast for February 2nd, 2022. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 77, low 73, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For South Caicos on Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, high 77, low 73, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos on Wednesday, scattered showers, high 77, low 72, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key on Wednesday, scattered showers, high 77, low 72, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Providenciales on Wednesday, scattered showers, high 77, low 72, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. sunrise 6:31 a.m., sunset 5:30 p.m. And for your high tides and low tides, high tides 8:24 a.m., 8:50 p.m., and low tides 2:05 a.m., 2:43 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to News Watch. This story has so much valid information that we thought we'd run it again just in case you missed it.
The Caribbean Magazine Plus and Arawak Media is embarking on yet another regional contest, bridging the gap between the Caribbean and Central American countries in this inaugural Speech Contest 2022. They're bringing people together across the region in healthy and wholesome activity. The CMP Speech Contest 2022 will be coordinated in conjunction with the lead evaluators District 81 Caribbean Toastmasters, and part of the proceeds from the event will go towards their membership drive initiatives and other charitable endeavors. The contest will be held over a period of 3 months from January 18th to April 15th, 2022. Orators are invited to submit their 5 to 10 minute speech on Caribbean Magazine Plus at www.caribmagplus.com. Contestants will be allowed to submit their video submissions in any of the 4 languages, English, Spanish, French, and or Dutch, and a panel of experienced Toastmasters will evaluate their speech on the merit of their command of one of the 4 languages. Submissions will be accepted by Google Drive, Dropbox link, submitted on a Word document along with the text of the speech.
That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Pinales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.